My name's Dean. I'm an alcoholic and an addict, and this is Inside Addiction. I want to welcome the Executive Director of the Addictions Care Center of Albany, also known as ACCA, Keith Stack, to this show. Thanks for joining us, Keith.
No, thank you for having me, Dean.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know we've been trying to touch base in some kind. It's difficult. Tell me a little bit about yourself, the backstory of Keith Stack, and I'm always intrigued, and people always ask what gets people interested in serving the population that society sometimes otherwise pushes away. So what's your story?
Well, I think, Dean, like many of us who are in recovery, I'm in recovery, and I had to do something different with my life. I had burned a lot of bridges when I was actively using, and burned bridges related to my career, family, and I had to make a decision. I had to really, truly change my life, and I knew I couldn't go back to my previous work. I still don't like to admit it, but I lost my job because of my drinking and prescription pill use at that time, and I had to make a change. I was disenfranchised from my family. Frankly, nobody wanted me around, and I made some decisions. I had been in and out of treatment for about 18 months, had a lot of exposure to treatment, and I thought, what, maybe that's a place where I could give back. A lot of the counselors that I had while I was in treatment were themselves in recovery and encouraged me to look at the field as a new career option. And that's what I did. I started working for the state association, the advocacy group, ACCA, worked there for 3 years. An opportunity came up to interview for the executive director position at ACCA. I jumped at that opportunity, went through the interview cycle, and was selected for the position. And that was in February of 2009.
So you've been there for going on
4 years.
Going on 4 years. What makes you go to work every day?
It's funny. I don't consider it work. I've always liked my jobs. I've always liked the work that I've done, but it's been work. I still don't consider this to be work. I love getting up in the morning. I love what we do in our field. I mean, we truly help people. Every day is a challenge, and early on, I think it was probably the first month I was at ACCA, and it happened to be a very, very difficult day, and it was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was like, why am I here? Well, today was, if every day is going to be like this for the rest of my life as executive director, did I make a mistake or not?
Right.
And at that time, one of our clients who had been living in the community residence program came in, and he was emptying the trash, doing some basic chores that is a requirement for the clients in the halfway house. And he came in, and we just started talking, and we talked for about 45 minutes. And when he left, I sat back down at my desk, and that's why I was there, and that's why I love my job, because he gave me something. He made it clear. We didn't talk specifically about what kind of day each of us was having. We were just talking about our stories, what got this gentleman to ACCA, what got me to ACCA, and our stories were similar. We went through some of the same situations, and he felt good when he left. I felt good, when I left, and the next day was a new day, and every day has been like that since.
So you mentioned one of the services that ACCA offers. Tell me about, because to me, ACCA is one of the instrumental organizations within the Capital District, I would say, if not upstate New York. You've got some of the big providers down towards the city, but within the Capital District, in our viewing area, ACCA to me is just one of those one-stops, which kind of, you guys start with the kids as far as prevention all the way up, and follow through where it's not just okay, you did your 30 days, okay, you did whatever, good luck, see you later. Tell me about some of the services that ACCA has currently to offer the people that are still out there sick and suffering.
Well, I think what makes us unique, Dean, is our prevention program, our community education program. We provide prevention in Albany County and the Capital District, prevention education to schools grades K through 12. And that's, it's education based. It's not, just this is your brain on drugs. It's education, it's literacy based, and it's best practices education. And we work with families through our community education program, basic prevention, some of the challenges that young people face, that families face when alcohol or drugs comes into the picture, how to avoid it, lifestyle changes and choices that need to be made to live an alcohol and drug-free life. We've also started doing work around bullying. What we have found just through our own study and understanding is that a lot of the bullying happens and alcohol or drugs are involved in that. That's kind of what triggers some of those behaviors.
Sure.
That's true of children, true of adults. So we've started incorporating bullying education into our prevention programming. So I think that makes us unique, that component of it. We also, at the community education program, train addictions professionals. So we train people to be counselors. They go through a 350-hour CASAC program, and they come away with a CASAC-T, a certificate that enables them to sit for the state examination and then be a credentialed addictions professional. So, we educate, train kids, we train addiction professionals to provide treatment.
I want to talk more about the continuing education, because that's actually where I took the 350-hour CASAC classes. And once I got sober, I thought, what are you going to teach me about addiction? I know everything. And much to my surprise, a combination of my personal experience, but then again also the education, I think again are really unparalleled within the Capital District, to take people from one point of their life and make them productive members of society, giving back in those same communities that they took from. I want to go back to the children, and I believe it's called the Apple a Day program.
Yes.
Can you give me a little comparison on how, for example, when I was in school, it was the DARE program. Tell me how and what distinguishes the difference between the DARE program and the Apple a Day program?
I think some of the traditional prevention programs are almost more, I don't like to use the term threatening in a way, but they use, they have that tool that demonstrates a car crash. So they're, they intimidate and scare people. I think in some
It's interesting.
situations.
You say that scare, that fear factor, kind of like the Scared Straight. There's a real popular show on A&E right now called Scared Straight, and if anything, when I was part of the DARE program again, and I think collectively there's so many resources that we can utilize, but individually, I don't know how effective they are. For me, it kind of intrigued me. And again, if somebody's already been exposed to addiction, the thought of going to jail, let's be honest. I mean, people that are doing drugs are not really concerned about going to jail. It's like, I'm not going to get caught, first of all.
Right. So Apple a Day and our other curriculum, it's literacy based. It really involves reading skills, and it's very participatory. The students and the prevention educator interact a lot. There's writing involved. People write stories. They write about their understanding of addiction and some of the problems that it causes in people's lives as they understand it. So it's more engagement and education.